Check, check, check. Can you hear me? Rajesh touch. What's up, boo-boo? Ice Spice. And yes, she cleared the sample. So I decided to do a live because when I landed in the USA, like, it feels like shit is kicking off. And I'm just tuning in to share what I feel is happening throughout the different vibes that I'm getting here. So I've been traveling and then got back 2 days ago, and in my head I was thinking, oh my God, so much is to be done if the West is gonna have to catch up to China, because that's where I've been. So I was already processing this, thinking, oh my God, what's England gonna do? Because that's where I come from. And then I landed in Canada and I saw the culture shock and the difference. And then I was like, whoa, what's Canada gonna do? And that was just from the efficiency that was happening in China versus the efficiency that was happening in Canada. Already I was in a culture shock and was freaked out and was kind of telling everyone the whole time, like, wow, that's a lot of space to catch up. But then when I arrived in America, I'm kind of shocked. I'm shocked because it's not even like the work ethic or like there's just so much. There's so much to discuss because I don't know how anyone is going to survive from the West. I just don't know how it's going to happen. Like, it right now, in terms of like what's happening and the left and right having a fight, that's good and everything. And you might be like, oh, this is a needed thing. The discourse that the right and left is having or not having, or a civil war or revolution, whatever it is. But then if you zoom out, which I realize that 90% or 99% of you have not traveled to China, so you don't know what I'm talking about. None of this shit matters there. Just none of it matters. And, you know, like, I don't even know how to communicate that. Literally 80% of their brain goes on being efficient, waking up and getting shit done. They talk 80% less, but they do more and everything runs really smooth with 1.4 billion human beings in that country. Like, I don't even know how they do it. I can order a Maybach on Uber and it still costs like $10. And the left, when they exited TikTok and they went to Red Note for a day and they all started crying saying, oh my God, like shit is amazing over there. The left needs to know the reason why it's amazing over there is because they don't have this left crying over everything sensitivity. They don't have it. So all of their like identity politics doesn't exist. Am I unfrozen right now? Say glory to God if you can hear me. All right, good. Yes. All right. So getting back to it. The identity politics of the left does not exist in a country with 1.5 billion people. And even though that's being taught to India, it's slow to pick up on it. And, you know, India's not running as efficient as China. But what I find is that if the left, just pretend for a second that the left wing shoots everyone on the right wing, just kills them all because they don't like their opinion, just fucking get rid of the entire right wing. What you got left is 100% country run by left wing. But the problem is the left wing at the moment, no, don't call it communism, this and that, because actually in China, you wouldn't really call what they have as communism because they got capitalism down. That's what I'm saying. They fucking got capitalism down. Shit is running smoothly. They're fucking like spending money, but like the quality of service, the quality of shit is amazing. The quality of work ethic is amazing. So I wanted to talk about that. Is even if the left wins, nobody on the left wants to work. The West is not going to be run by the left and the left being fucking efficient at what they do. No, I've seen it. I've seen it in action. I landed in Vancouver from Shanghai and my bags were sat on the tarmac for 2 hours and nobody put it on the belt. And I was in business and I went to Air Canada and I said, you know, when are they going to put it on the belt? And they're like, when they feel like it. But you know, that man, the police officer and the attendant and the fucking manager of Air Canada is going to love you because you're brown and they're going to say hi to you and they're going to say namaste or they're going to fucking like celebrate, give you a whatever nod, but they're not going to put the bags on the belt. So that was really interesting because I was like, it's part of the work ethic thing of like, I'm not going to do that. not practiced and you don't want to take order, and what you get is chaos within 15 years. And after he said that, within 15 years, I saw that to be true. And you're in the chaos, everybody's emotion matters. Yet no one does the work on their emotions. Nobody even wants to know. And especially if you don't have a spiritual background, you're fucked. Like, this is the difference between China and America, because they have an ancient culture that is rooted in spirituality and an ancient tradition. So even when they're acting out and trying new things on the top, like in the modern world, doing crazy shit, they still have something that ties them to a thing, an order that still functions, where people respect each other. People move out of the way to let the other person speak. Person listens to what you need. Person does what you need. You know, when you exchange money, you get a service, and the service is fucking impeccable. And they want to know how else to even make that even better, and they also know the karmic values of things, because I guess it's Buddhist or half Christian, I don't know. But like, they're very like gentle with that whole thing. And I didn't suffer racism, and they didn't treat me any different. And so when you land back in the West, Canada and America, I just feel like, okay, even if you combine, like, the division that's going on is not just left, right. I see the division also with Canada, America, and Mexico. And it's really interesting, because if you combine it and you get, say, 1 billion people here in the Americas, they have to function as an organism that is working together in order to really just understand the scope of what China is doing, like, and to withstand how far ahead they are. Yeah, it's really interesting. And all of Europe too. So if you join up every single European, you've got 1 billion people. Can they go up against how organized China is? No, they cannot. And Europe has got history, and it's got some form of a spiritual kind of thing still left over. Does it still practice any of that stuff? I don't really know. But yeah, this is a concern. It's a concern because the life here and the lifestyle here costs so much more. And what you get is so much less. But what I really miss about my time out is the freedom in your mind, and like not having hate at your front door, and to get subjected to such things, you know, and to have to compute and have to explain that to your child, and then to reframe who you are within this context, and to figure all this out, like, and then to live in it. It's almost like you have to build this box for yourself, and I didn't have the box. So when you leave, you don't have it, you know. And I have to keep reminding my child that this is not reality. And cheer on people, you know, if you want leaders, it's just facts. What I'm about to tell you is facts. You cannot have people that are not intelligent running any type of country. And even on a normal basis, like, yes, Chinese people have high IQ, all right? This is a thing. I cannot even comprehend half the shit that's going on there because I just don't have it. I just, IQ-wise, was there thinking, how do you achieve this? But I wouldn't want to put myself in a position where I would give myself that position and think I can do it. And that's the problem. A lot of people who don't have the knack of knowing, hi Chinese person, the knack of Chinese is, I'm not saying China is paradise. I'm saying that it is a functioning, they've got all wheels moving. And I know that they don't have the problems they have here, but you know, they don't have the multiculturalism, so they don't have like many wheels trying to move at the same time. And everybody has a collective base where they're starting from. Okay, and here, of course, this is like a melting pot of a thing. But that thing that we used to champion as liberal or progressive or tolerant, and yes, they don't care about feelings. So what I'm saying is, you know, a lot of people are triggered already going, nyeh, 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 because they've been trained to react like this. Like, I get it. But I'm wearing dark green because it's the color of knowledge. This is knowledge. And what I'm saying is, overreaction to things is what funnels this entire side of the world, okay? That's what I'm saying. So, first of all, we have social media. Social media needs content creation. And content creators need to talk about something. So talking about something became a thing. And you have to talk. Get it? But then, a lot of us talking eventually leads to not everyone being able to be pleased. So then we have to learn to talk in a different way. You know, And that's the difference. Like, you have to create content. A lot of you are getting paid off it. And that noise doesn't exist there. Like, they don't have that culture. I also noticed that. I was like, wow, it's like, I needed that. Like, I got addicted to listening to podcasts. So when I went there, I was still listening to podcasts. But I realized they don't listen to that. They just are there, super present, doing what needs to be done. It's kind of thing. The way people talked on TV was like, it was different to the rest of the world. The rest of the world, like, you turn the TV on, they had like 10 channels, and you know, in terms of content, it wasn't abundant. But in America, it's a line of progression that's been going on for a while, where people make and think. And that needs to be fed. And so a lot of the overreaction to things comes from, I feel like it comes from hyper emotional, yes. So you have food that affects your emotion, and the food has been taken over. You have hyper emotion based on what you're consuming, and then you're consuming a lot of chats from 1,000 different opinions a day, and so everyone's triggered about something. Someone just said Chinese content is capitalism and American content is emotional, shock value, which is true. That's kind of, thank you for that. To just put it bluntly, that is true. It's not that they don't have capitalism. They are doing that. I'm not being paid by Chinese people. I'm saying that this is where my son is born, in this country. I want to find a way to let you know that unity matters without sounding like a dickhead. And you could have pills that are red and pills that are blue. You need 2 wings, and that's how the bird flew. And you can say, yeah, this ain't the M.I.A. that we knew. And I say, yeah, 2 things can be true. So, thank you. There's another person, Jonathan. Jonathan's got a normal brain. They set a standard for themselves, and we, or America, must find common bond and have a peaceful relationship. Then we can restructure parts they do in your areas. Something like that. We just need to set a standard. And then, yes, everyone who can do it and get it done needs to do it and get it done. And someone said, what about individuality? We are in the iron age of quarrel and hypocrisy. Well, oh my God, it's a lot of questions. My point is this. Individuality, it still needs to be placed within the context of just a few damn basic shit, like respect for people, allow discourse, like don't fucking like do this to person, don't fucking shoot someone and kill them for no fucking like, you know, I don't like your opinion. That's stupid. If you think you would shoot someone for words coming out of their mouth, you should not have a social media account, because all of social media is words coming out of someone's mouth. And if you're that triggered, you should not be on it. It's not for you. It's not for you. You should be in the forest meditating. It's not for you. So individuality means you need to know yourself, who the fuck you are. And if you don't know yourself, you need to go work on it. Before you pick up a phone and sign yourself an account, go work on yourself. Go heal yourself, have a better purpose, have a reason to fucking step in and help people, do whatever you need to do. But in order to do that, do it from a position of a healed, good person. Because hurt people, and trauma repeats itself. So do not do that. And this is the thing about influencing and inspiring, being an inspiring person, is that there's mimics. And anyone can mimic a good person and just fucking spew some bullshit for fucking 10 minutes on social media, and suddenly they're the greatest person ever and everything they say counts, and it's not true. And we've stopped asking for accountability or proof that they've had the fucking life that they fucking had to warrant them to have that say. I can talk about trauma because I've been in it. I can talk about what it feels like for A, B, C, D, E, F, G, or whatever problems, you name it. I can tell you. Do you know how many people spew hate at me all day long, and the things that I don't agree with? I don't go around shooting them in the head. I just don't. And I can't say, even if you think this is all about, you know, and the left will pin it to like, no, but this is about Palestine. Like he said terrible things about immigrants. And this is why I talk about China, because it's like, when I step into China, I'm aware I'm in China. I'm not an idiot. Like, I'm in China. can I say I hate the Chinese government? Yeah, we experimented. We said that. I said it really loud everywhere, and I didn't get arrested. But I still respect that I'm in China. There's a couple of things that I will already know before I land there, how the fuck to behave. So it's like that. With immigration, yeah, cool, like fight for it, do what you have to do. But then when people come here, this is the beauty of seeing this play out, is because there are immigrants, and there are immigrants like me who, we don't want to be used for you to do whatever you want and then use us and say you're doing it to stick up for us. Because some of us are smart, that we know if I'm an immigrant in England, there's some British things I have to take into consideration. And I have to live in Britain doing British things. I don't want to import all of my shit into Britain and demand that they fucking get with it. No. I know I'm in a different culture and different country. And some of you are just so unreasonable and entitled. And it's like, it's okay. Like, would it be the same the other way around? It's like there are things I want from Sri Lanka, and I would like to go back to Sri Lanka to experience that. But I know that there's some things I have to cut off, and I won't be able to experience them because I'm not there. So today's agenda is like this. It's like this. Sounds like you're campaigning for the erasure of immigrants. It's like, no. Stop being so exaggeration-y. This is the problem. Like, this is so extreme. It's like, no, if you have a car, you have to follow some fucking rules on the road. So you're not going to like, no borders and no one is illegal. Okay, get it. But here's the point I'm making, is that if you say something like that, just pretend for a second that 1 million people are going to immigrate into China, all right? Just think about that. They have to land, and they have to learn the culture. They have to probably speak the language. They have to like download the apps and do the thing, blah, 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 do what it takes. Then you're going to find some sort of equilibrium in the way that you exist there that works with their thing that has been going on for 6,000 years. You can't just land there with all your bullshit you've learned off fucking social media the last 5 years and go there and be like, no, you can't. You're gonna have to like find a balance. So the problem is, so 1 million people have come over to the West. for example. Not all million people are going to be happy. But the 200 that are really unhappy for whatever reason are making just as much noise as the 200 of extreme happy. So like 200 of these 1 million immigrants have become like billionaires. And 200 are like not doing well. And they're like, I don't know, doing some other shit. The rest are just trying to do normal shit, get a job, survive, and do the thing. And this is the problem. So you have the 200 that are like not doing a great job or can't get a job and are pissed off or traumatized or suffering from something, you don't know. They have equal amount of voice as everybody else, you know, or this lot is too busy. They're not even on social media, but these people and these people, like, and the confusion amongst we want equality for all of this stuff instead of really individually looking at each person. Someone said, or lazy as fuck. And we should talk about that. Because look, we have narcotics. China doesn't have that. We have weed. They don't have that. We have like other things. They don't have a ton of stuff that we have here. So we have to feature some of that in. So it's true. The West needed to slow down productivity because it was like, in terms of climate and energy and all of that, it was not sustainable. But at the same time, this dog eat dog sort of mentality is really bizarre coming from being away for 2 months, because it's only here. And that's all I wanted to share. That it's just here, and that if you go somewhere else, it's not there. And I want to know why.